Yo, what's up mga kapitik? Ayan, it's me, Eli Matas. Sa oras na to, magre-react tayo sa isa sa pinakamainit na topic na pinag-uusapan ngayon, especially sa YouTube world. Pero bago tayo magsimula, kung ngayon ka palang nakabisita sa channel ko, consider to subscribe and syempre i-hit mo na rin yung notification bell para updated ka sa aking mga latest upload. Recently, nakareceive ako ng email and I do believe na hindi lamang ako kundi halos lahat ng small YouTuber or even big YouTubers. Ito regarding sa update ni YouTube para sa tax. Babasahin ko dito yung email na na-receive ko. Sabi dito ganito. Hi there. Reaching out because Google will require to deduct US taxes from payments to creator outside of the US later this year, as early as June 2021. Over the next few weeks, we'll be asking you to submit your tax info in Adsense to determine the correct amount of taxes to deduct, if any apply. Ayan, sabi niya. If your tax info is not provided by May 31, 2021, Google may be required to deduct up to 24% of your total earning worldwide. Yan. So it means to say, based sa pagkakaintindi ko dito sa email na to, ang US ay mag-i-implement ng taxation. Kaya sila nag-send ng email dito para mabigyan ng chance ang mga YouTuber, especially tayong mga maliliit na YouTuber outside US na mag-submit ng tax information in Adsense para malaman nila kung malilesen yung babayaran nating tax dito. Kasi nga, for example, tayo outside US naman tayo, hindi naman tayo nakatira doon sa US, bakit tayo tataksan nito? Di ba? And upon searching, may nakita ako na clip kung saan na ini-explain doon kung ano yung kailangan natin gawin at bakit ginagawa yon. So, ito, i-play ko na para pare-parehas tayong magkaroon ng information.
In this video, we'll walk you through important tax changes that may soon impact monetizing creators outside of the United States. We know that tax information can be overwhelming, so we're going to walk you through everything you need to know about what's changing and the steps you need to take. And be sure to check out the links in the description for even more detail. Let's dive in. First, what's happening?
So, yun, ito yung sinasabi niya, Kasi, yung tax talaga, medyo weird siya, especially sa atin na small creator, kasi nga wala naman tayong kinikita halos. So yun, tuloy natin.
First, what's happening? If you're a creator outside of the US, you may begin to have taxes deducted from your US earnings later this year. Google has a responsibility under Chapter 3 of the US Internal Revenue Code to collect tax information from all monetizing creators outside of the US, and in certain instances, to deduct taxes when these creators earn income from viewers in the US.
So yun, sinabi niya dito, all monetizing creators and viewers from US.
These US earnings can come from ad views, YouTube Premium, Super Chat, Super Stickers, and channel memberships. So what does this mean for you? Over the next few weeks, you'll be asked to submit your tax information in Adsense.
So yun yung sinasabi ko kanina, In the next few weeks, hihingan nila tayo ng information para ma-determine kung ano yung tamang amount ng tax na kailangan i-deduct or ma-deduct sa atin bilang isang, let's say, content creator.
Here's how you find it. In Adsense, go to Payments, and then Manage Settings. You'll see an option to manage your US tax information there. You'll be asked a series of questions to determine the appropriate tax form. This online tax form will be available in your selected Adsense language. Generally, for creators outside of the US, this will be either Form W8BEN, which is typically for individuals, or Form W8BENE, which is typically for businesses. If you're unsure about which forms you need to fill out, you should consult a tax advisor.
So yun kahit ako hindi ko siya masyadong maintindihan, but still I think kailangan nating i-comply ito. Siyempre, yun yung in-implement ni US kay Google. So siyempre si Google i-implement niya rin yan sa lahat ng gumagamit ng platform niya, especially content creators.
Note, even if you're paid by an MCN, you will still need to submit your tax info in the Adsense account that's linked to your channel. How much will you be taxed? How much you'll be taxed depends on a few things. It depends on if your valid tax form has been submitted or not, how much your channel earns from US viewers, and if your country has a tax treaty with the US that you've claimed the benefits for. Let's dive into each of these factors. First, is your tax form submitted? Once you submit a valid tax form, you can find your tax withholding rate in the payment section of Adsense. Tax withholding rates are between 0 to 30% depending on your country and are applied to your monthly US earnings from Adsense. If you want to calculate your US earnings, go to YouTube Analytics and then Advanced Mode. Then select the date range you want to look at. Since you're paid monthly, we suggest setting the date range to look at the month you want to calculate. Then click Geography. From here, add a secondary metric and choose your estimated revenue. From there, find the US in the list of countries below the graph to see your estimated US revenue.
Ayun. So dito sa demonstration niya, pinapakita na kung paano natin makikita yung estimated revenue natin from the US alone.
For example, if your withholding rate is 30% and you make $200 from the US every month, $60 would be withheld monthly. Now what happens if your tax form is not submitted? If Google does not have tax forms from you by the time these changes go into effect, Google will be required by law to presume you're a US person if you have an individual Adsense account.
So yun, based nga doon sa email kanina, kailangan natin mag-submit ng tax information before the end of May 31, 2021. Kasi sabi dito, kapag hindi tayo nakapag-submit or hindi tayo nakapag-fill up ng form na yon, we will be considered as US person. So, ayun, we are subject to withhold tax up to 24%.
This means until we have your completed tax info, we may need to withhold up to 24% of your total earnings worldwide, not just your US earnings.
Take note, hindi lamang US, kundi worldwide. Ayan.
So the earlier you can get your forms in, the better. And finally, does your country have a tax treaty with the US? Some countries have a tax treaty with the US that can potentially reduce the tax withholding rate on your revenue. So if you submit your tax info and claim a treaty benefit, your tax rate might be reduced. For example, partners in the UK or Canada may be eligible for a tax rate of 0%, while partners in Mexico or Korea may be eligible for a tax rate of 10%.
Ayun, meron pala mga countries na merong special tax treaty, Pagaya nga ng nasabi dito, UK and Canada, meron silang 0%, And sa ibang bansa ay meron namang 10%. Pero sa atin, as Philippines alone, I have no idea kung meron ba tayong ganyan. And that's the only thing that we can find out is seek the legal advice or kung sino man yung pwedeng makatulong sa atin with regards to tax. And especially mga mga tax attorneys. Yan.
Adsense will automatically surface the opportunity to claim a treaty benefit if one exists between your country and the US. To claim a tax treaty benefit, you'll need to provide a non-US tax identification number in the tax identity section of the tax tool in Adsense. This is issued by your local tax authority or government. Or in some cases, you can provide a US tax identification number like an employer identification number, EIN, or an individual tax identification number, ITIN. To see a list of countries that currently have a US tax treaty, check out the link in the description to the IRS website. For more detailed information on this tax requirement, please check out our help center.
Medyo hindi tayo familiar sa ganitong bagay, but still, I do believe naman na merong mga informations na lulutang dyan para syempre makatulong sa atin as we go along dito sa changes na ito na in-implement ni Google, which is under niya si YouTube. And of course, based sa pagkakaintindi ko, we have no choice but to comply. Otherwise, we will be taxed, and syempre kakarampot na yung kikitain mo dyan. Madididak ka pa up to 24% kasi nga i-consider ka as US personnel if hindi ka mag-comply doon sa sa sinasabi nilang pag-fill up ng tax information doon sa Google AdSense. So bilang isang small YouTuber, I would suggest as early as possible pag-aralan natin kung paano natin ito maka-comply. And kung hindi natin alam pa as of now, we need to find out and seek the advice ng mga tao na more knowledgeable sa ganitong bagay, especially tax attorneys. Ayan. So yun, sila yung mga pwedeng makatulong sa atin diyan, or otherwise yung mga big content creator na mag-fill up na nito. For sure, as we go along, marami tayong makikilala na content creator na magre-release ng kanilang mga videos kung paano nila ito ginawa. So keep on searching lang tayo. Every information is available na ngayon sa internet. And ayun, tuloy-tuloy lang tayo sa ating ginagawa. Huwag tayong panghinaan ng loob. Instead, we need to find out how to increase our views and our revenues. Ayan. If you need more information regarding this matter, ilalagay ko sa description ng video na to yung link na napanood ko para at least matignan nyo by your own. I hope na nagustuhan nyo ang video na to. At kung nagustuhan nyo ang video na to, make sure to click that like button, subscribe if you're not yet already, and I will see you in my next video. Bye-bye!